Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Thursday, July 24th. Just got back from Walmart. Is it me, or I just think like Walmart doesn't have the selection and the quantity of products, the quantity of goods. I just think like there's less stuff available at Walmart. And then I think to myself, like, why do I even bother? Like, just go to Amazon. I wasted gas. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I ended up not getting anything. I went there specifically. I wanted to get a telescopic fishing rod because I'm heading out to Montana next month, and I just want to be able to pack it in my bag. So when I'm out there and doing some hiking and camping, I'll be able to go fishing. And, they had them. I thought they were a little pricey, so I just decided to check out Amazon, which actually was the same price. So I didn't know. All right, let's talk about the markets. So this morning, I sent out an email to my subscribers because I took a look at the weekly AAII sentiment survey. That comes out late Wednesday night. I send out an update on Thursday mornings early. And there was a little bit of a blip up in bearish sentiment. We had a nice run, new highs in the NASDAQ, S&P, close to new highs in the Dow. So I figured we're probably ripe for at least a pause in the rally. With the blip up in the bearish sentiment, I figure we are ripe for a pause in this rally. So you had that pullback in the Dow today. One thing interesting, it's not something new, but we got the tariff hit for this month. These numbers usually come, the big drains now I'm seeing, they come out in the third week of the month. So yesterday was a 19 point something billion tariff drain. Big. So yesterday, normally, because we had a Social Security payment, that would have been like a 37, 38 billion net flow. And it ended up to be like a 12 billion something because we had that 19, almost 20 billion tariff drain. Tariffs are running right now at 28 billion a month of drain. All right, that's like, you might as well round it off, 30 billion a month. That's 360 billion. I've been saying that. And August 1st, these tariffs are supposed to go up. So we're looking at a very interesting scenario. I gotta be honest, like, I'm watching these flows like a hawk. And in particular, I'm watching, leading flows, and also, importantly, I'm watching net transfers. I'm watching these things like a hawk because tariffs right now are the biggest source of fiscal drag. If you look at them in terms of what is increasing at what rate, we still have massive fiscal drag from individual income taxes and employment taxes. Those are always there. Corporation income taxes, but they're actually lower now than they were at this time last year. But the thing that's really ramping up here rapidly are these tariffs. And first of all, it's pretty impressive. I think it's pretty impressive how net transfers, leading flows and net transfers are still holding up like really strong. Really strong. I've been talking about this every single day, and I told you guys why I think the market's going to go higher and the economy is going to be fine. But you got to think about August 1st. And again, I'll say, like, I'm not even so sure that August is going to be the start of something bad because you have a quarterly interest payment in August 15th. So that could wash out a lot of the negative effect from the increase in tariffs. But after that, remember, I was saying you got the August 1st tariffs that start to kick in. Then October 1st, you have all these people who resigned from government jobs, who took the offer that the Doge that Elon Musk gave these people to resign and they could keep their paychecks until the end of September. That goes into effect. So do I think the cuts in the BBB, but we also have tax cuts in the BBB, the big beautiful bill, which I keep saying, like, I'm not speculating on what that is going to look like. I need to see the numbers. All right, I need to see the numbers. I mean, you know me, like I just stay, that's my GPS, that's my compass. You know, that's my instrument panel, flying the jet. That tells me what I need to do. All right, if I start getting into all these, ruminating about this is going to happen or that's going to happen and start speculating on outcomes, I mean, it's not good because you end up positioning, at that point you're guessing. I watch the numbers, and the beauty of the numbers is that they evolve into a trend, a pattern, which you can see the evolution of where it's going to go. Once you see how these new policies come into play, then I mean you could extrapolate out from that. It's not like the tariffs are going to hit, 1 month and then they're going to go away, or it's not like the policies in the BBB are going to impact 1 month and then it's going to go away. I mean, once they start to have their impact, you could project out. Basically, you could project out until the midterm elections, because that might be an event where you will see policy change emerge from that. I'm not saying, for sure that's going to happen, but I think right now, with the BBB, with the tariffs, once we start to see how these numbers evolve, I mean, we could extrapolate out from that, and that's going to be good until November of next year. Easy. Maybe even till the next presidential election. So, I mean, big things could be happening. big things. Right now, I'm not that concerned because I don't see any kind of a negative impact in the flows. I check that every single day, and then I check net government transfers every week when I compile my report, and that's been going back up. I mean, we had that hit in the April period, but that was because of April tax strain. That's the big tax strain for the year, and then it's been coming back. Very, very nice. Very strong. So as long as that's the case, I mean, you have to remain bullish. And like I said, when you get these pullbacks like you had today, don't forget yesterday, the Dow was up like 470 points or something like that. So he gave back 300 points today. It's, they're playing with the highs here, with the new highs. The NASDAQ and the S&P have already made new highs. So it's only a matter of time, I think, before the Dow does. The interesting stuff, again, just to repeat, the interesting stuff starts next month, maybe. But at least next month, if that August 1st deadline holds, I mean, if Trump doesn't push it back again, we're going to start to see, or I'm going to start to see the numbers. It's going to be very, very interesting. But right now, I could tell you, and I have been telling you, that right now with the tariffs that are in effect right now, which have been in effect for several months, we're running at $28 billion a month of drain. And that's significant. I mean, 360, when you're talking 360 billion annual just from what it is right now, that's the equivalent of major line items of spending. All right. So, I mean, it beats out, once you take away Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, defense, and interest, that beats out every other line item of spending. And there are many, 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 many line items of spending. I mean, think about that. All right. Once you just take out Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, interest, and defense, those tariffs are bigger than any other single line item of Treasury spending. So, and that's just with these beginner tariffs. All right. So it's going to get very interesting, folks. I like when we get changes. I like when we get changes. It creates a new environment. It's challenging both from a money-making perspective and intellectually. I just think it's interesting, adapt to a new environment. That's one of the definitions of intelligence, the ability to adapt. So I'm looking forward to it. Not that I mind how it is right now with this constant, very strong flow of fiscal. I mean, making money. But we'll make money the other way too, if it happens to change. But once again, I'm on it every single day. And right now, I'm looking at these, the leading flows and the net transfers. I mean, I'm watching that like a hawk. So yeah, anyway. That's it for today, folks. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial to MMT Trader. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.